The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
From New York, The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon along with Tommy Newsom and the NBC Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Tony Randall, J.P. Morgan, David Brenner, mentalist Mark Stone, and from the Moscow Circus, Popoff the Clown. And now, here's Johnny.
Really great. I'll tell you something. I hope you don't mind tonight, but tonight's monologue is just leftovers. All right, all together now. Let's say it and get it all out of our system for once. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. I think we ought to retire that line.
Yes.
Did you have turkey?
Yes, I had. Of course I had turkey. I'm a traditionalist.
Did you use that stuffing that you were telling us about?
I had that stuffing I told you about. I also had a bowl of corn soup in honor of Squanto, the famous Indian that taught the Pilgrims how to plant corn and saved our lives.
Tommy's laughing like you're making this up. Now, you didn't know this, but the name of the Indian that befriended the Pilgrims and taught them how to plant corn was named Squanto.
Well, I don't blame him.
Did you know that, Tom?
With a name like that, he should.
You should. No, Squanto. Well, there's a whole story that goes with that. While Tommy's in New York, he's been staying with his mother, and they're very close. And every morning she lays out all of Tommy's clothes and pins his music to his sleeve before he comes out of the studio. Kind of sweet. I want you to bear in mind tonight that I am the product of a impoverished childhood.
Oh,
you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yes, when I grew up in the Midwest, we were very poor on the farm. Didn't have enough. What are you laughing at? This is him. How poor? I'm gonna tell you how poor I was. We couldn't even afford a Christmas tree. That's right. We just used to put the presents under the cow, hang tinsel on the udder. And it was very impoverished. Anyway, it was a little cold here today, wasn't it?
It was cold.
It was cold today.
How
cold? I know.
How cold was it?
Well, I saw a sidewalk Santa on Fifth Avenue froze his clapper. I want to tell you. Then ring it right in the middle of the bell, and it froze like that. The Christmas season always reminds you know, everybody gets kind of nostalgic at Christmas time, don't you, Tom?
When is it?
It's the 25th of this month. It's Christmas.
I can't get past the orders, tell you.
Can't do that. So, and everybody gets nostalgic, and Ed still remembers the time when Grandpa McMahon used to take little Eddie to Macy's, and little Eddie jumped up on Santa's lap. And to this day, Santa wears a truss. Did you know that? Just from that alone. Ed was the only kid on the block to ask for Mattel's Johnny Wino. You ever seen that doll? It's a great doll. See, what happens with Johnny Wino, you wind him up and he begs from the other dolls. It's a weird thing. We talked about your war record, haven't we?
Yes.
We were talking about it the other day, remember?
Yes, we did.
Yes, and I've never mentioned mine.
No.
Because you were glamour. You were a fighter pilot.
Right.
I don't know whether I ever told you this. You know, I was an ensign on a...
I knew you were an ensign.
Did you know that?
Yes.
But you didn't know on a submarine.
Oh, I didn't know that, no.
Yes, ensign on a submarine. They're buying this. And I only had one snafu in my war record. I got mixed up once, and I got the torpedo tube mixed up with a washing machine. And I tumble-dried a torpedo, and I fired my underwear at the Nazis. Did you know that? It's a long way. Oh, yes, it is. Well, anyway, tonight we've got a good show. We have Tony Randall, J.P. Morgan, David Brenner, Mark Stone, who was with us in California, who claims to have extrasensory perception. No trickery involved, and is going to do some stunts tonight. And from the Moscow Circus, the world-famous clown, Mr. Oleg Popov, is with us. So this should be quite an evening. And we'll be with you. Oh, we'll be back after a word from one of our sponsors.
You know, Mother, Soft White Plus is the first addition to the GE Soft White family in years. It makes me feel mighty proud.
Well, we should be proud, Dad. Our 100-watt Soft White Plus will last twice as long as our regular 100-watt bulb.
Twice as long, huh? That means he doesn't have to be changed as often.
Father, we're on TV.
GE Soft White Plus with exclusive power coil filament. Lasts twice as long as our regular 100-watt bulb.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
These are the Go cards. Each has a Go lifetime battery. The battery guaranteed to its owner for the life of his car. If it ever fails to hold a charge, he gets a new one free. Make your car a Go car with a Go lifetime battery. Power enough for the life of your car. Guaranteed by Exide and Willard.
Did you say that you had started your Christmas shopping
No, I
today?
did not say. Remember, I have a pact that I do not shop. I've only, this year I violated that. I bought something early for the first time. But I had to buy it early because it was a trip for my secretary. And I'm bringing her back for Christmas holidays, which I think is nice. So,
but you normally don't shop?
I normally shop. I was shopping today. I was shopping around the town for...
Do you know when he goes shopping? He says.
The Eve.
The Christmas Eve.
I will be shopping December 23rd.
Well, how could... There's nothing left.
There's plenty of things left if you know what you want to buy. You go into a place. I don't buy, things that comes in multiples. I buy one of a kind. I just, I don't fool around with that.
I find that hard to believe.
No, but I went shopping today for a gift, a thank you gift. Had nothing to do with Christmas. But I was in the stores. They are jammed today. I'm telling you. The place is packed. But it's fun. Doesn't it feel great to be in New York?
Yes, this time of year.
The tree comes in Monday.
Your tree?
No.
Isn't that a little early? Isn't that a little early to get your tree?
Our tree for Radio City, 30 Rock, right out front, Radio City.
Where did it come from this year?
Don't know.
They usually have all that in the paper. It's
About 65, 70-foot tree. From Japan.
Made in Japan?
No. Grown in Japan.
No. All right. This should be an exciting show tonight. I have never seen Popov perform, have you?
Nor have I, no.
But he is world famous, and he will be with us in a little while. But right now,
yes.
Why don't we get rolling along singing a song?
Well, in other words, you started to talk about Popov as though he would be out very shortly.
He's going to be out shortly, but I understand there was something missing that he needed for his act.
His props.
Yes. Didn't you lose some of your props?
They stole my props the other night. I went out to do my act, and part of my stuff is gone.
Had somebody seen your show? Well, if you're going to send me up a straight line like that, no. Souvenirs. They took a souvenir. Took your vegetable slicer, your table. What'd they take?
I have in my pocket a review that was printed by Bob Considine, and I would like to, if you keep this up, I may just have to show it to you if you're going to be so smart. Well, you're putting my act down.
I'm not putting your act down.
You're saying somebody saw my act, like they would steal my props as a courtesy to the government or to the country or something.
Well, I think a reward should be out. He's got it on him. This looks like a setup.
You may read it. If you wish to read it aloud, you may read it.
It's very good. We'll be right back after a word from your sponsor. I'll read it when we come back.
Purina cat chow. Chow chow chow.
Cats everywhere are eating it up.
Chow chow chow.
Those yummy Purina Cat Chow flavored stars are simply turning cats on with flavor.
Chow chow chow. Purina cat chow. Chow chow chow. Purina cat chow.
6 tempting flavor star varieties
Chow chow chow.
to make those taste buds dance with joy.
Chow chow chow.
Now watch this, folks. If I can't break this truck, preschoolers can't either. Because these true tough stuff trucks and blocks are made of a new material so sturdy. Watch this. Mattel guarantees them against breakage for 5 years. Guarantees them against defects in workmanship and material for 5 years. If they should break, return to Mattel. Postage prepaid for replacement or refund at Mattel's option. New tough stuff trucks and blocks. They're tough. Really tough from Mattel.
Now, I've got to read the review. I did that as a joke, of course. You see, read it and then don't tell anybody what it said. And that's not fair, right? You still have it on you?
Yes, I still have it.
Still have it on you. It's pinned to his underwear.
No, it was handed to me. This went out on the circuit, the Hearst papers today. Yeah. Considine, Bob Considine's column.
It's very nice. Ed McMahon has been playing second banana to Johnny Carson for so long and so contentedly that televiewers tend to regard him as part of the furniture. Which is,
that's nice.
That's like a nice, comfortable sofa.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, televiewers and other insomniacs, you should catch Big Ed's nightclub act, which was launched at the St. Regis. It's the best. That's what it says, launched, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you said lost.
I didn't say that. Did I say lost?
Yeah.
Well, it's bad. My eyes are. I didn't mean that. It was not written. That was not read that way for a joke. I was reading ahead, which was launched at the St. Regis. It's the best I've seen since Joey Lewis or Jimmy Durante's. No, that's not bad company. Ed really surprises his wings. Spreads his wings, not surprises. No, why did that? Isn't there surprise in there someplace? Well, that's where the paper's been bent. Ed really spreads his wings, not surprise your wings. And charisma, with an able assist from the Kane sisters and Tommy Newsom, who, evidently moved by his surroundings, sheds his funeral director's decorum and demonstrates what a fine musician he is.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that nice? What did I say? Lost? No, there was no. I didn't mean that as a joke.
Freudian.
Little lost. Launches. My first actor, my first guest is. I'm reading ahead of myself. Did you ever do that? That's called when you're thinking ahead 2 or 3 words.
You know, I went to the optometrist.
What?
I'm giving you a chance to catch your breath. I went to the optometrist a couple of years ago, and I said, you know, I don't need glasses. A Marine fighter pilot, 20/20 vision. It couldn't possibly need glasses. I said, but I notice in the phone booth now that they're making the phone booth so narrow anymore. In the old days, you could lean back and you could dial. And I said, now I have to go to the next phone booth and look through and then run it and remember, you know.
I know what you're talking about.
He said, let me look at your eyes. So he examined my eyes, and he said, you've been fighting this a long time, haven't you? And I said, yes, I have. It's kind of an ego thing. But I suggested maybe a trip to your optometrist would not be...
Are you trying to say that I cannot read that? Can you read that card there?
Not when it's up that close. No.
Well, I can read that.
Right.
Now, I can read that.
Right? All right.
And where do you have to hold that? You got a car? How far should I be from
my
the car?
My first guest is a fine actor.
There you see now.
And a rather debonair gentleman who's the co-star of the popular series, The Odd Couple.
Well, you can see that.
Tony Williams.
Okay, let's bring him out here. Tony Randall.
Thank you, friends.
What a hammy way to play on the toy with the emotions of the audience and that kind of business.
It's humble.
Oh, yes. It really gets them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I wish you had been here the other night because you would have known the answer to this. We had Orson Bean on the show the other night, and he had a Kennedy $50. And I was going to mention this last night, and I forgot. And he put it under a magnifying glass, and he said, you see right down at the bottom of the Kennedy portrait, he says it looks like a little thing that he thought was a hammer and sickle.
Yes.
And we held it up, and we heard from about, I don't know how many people, dozens and dozens of people. And somebody in the audience had it right. It was the initials of the man, the engraver, Gilroy Roberts.
Yes, I could have told you that.
That's why I said I wish you would have been here. You would have probably known that. Did you know that?
He bought it. He bought it. No, no, I did not.
Yeah, I bought that, you see.
No,
you have that disarming...
You said Gilroy, though. On the air. You said...
Somebody in the audience yelled out, Gilroy Roberts. And they were right, and that's what it is, so we wanted to clear that up. Isn't that interesting? Well, if you ever go to a party, and you are similar to Orson in that you have a lot of information rattling around about a lot of subjects. You collect little-known facts.
No. No, I do not.
Would you just have a retentive mind? Is that
Yes, I seem to remember everything. It's the truth. I've discovered that if you remember just about everything you learned through the 9th grade, people will think you're well educated.
If you can remember that.
Yeah, if you remember grammar and a bit of Latin and mathematics and geography and that smattering of
sciences. How is your Latin? I've never asked you. That's one question. You've been on the show hundreds of times. What do you know from Latin?
Arma virumque cano.
Oh, the rooms are ready.
That's right. Arma virumque. Now, what does that...
Those are the opening words of Virgil.
Oh.
Yes, opening words of the Aeneid. Arms and the Man I sing. Shaw got his title, Arms and the Man.
And that's all you have to know, you see, and you drop
that
that
much.
in.
That much.
You must be careful that people don't ask you...
Press you mean?
Something further. However, if you say dirty words in Latin, and
yes.
Some of them have become current.
Oh, I see.
Why, then people don't think you're dirty. They simply think that you're educated.
And you don't wish to embarrass the other
That's right.
guys. Mm-hmm.
Words like irumesho.
Oh. Yeah. I'm not going to ask you what that means.
No, and there's no possible way I would tell you either. On the air.
Well, we're going to hear from a lot of Latins out there. We'll get a lot of write-ins tomorrow saying we've offended somebody. Do you have any other bits of miscellaneous information, trivia?
I suppose I could think of something. I suppose I could. Shakespeare was more concerned with real estate values than with theatrical values, probably.
I'd never heard that before.
Probably true.
What's probably true? That I never heard it before, or that Shakespeare was involved with real estate? No, where does that come from?
It's an interesting thing about Shakespeare. He's one of the most famous men who ever lived.
Well, I know that. I'm not a complete idiot, you know. I know he's pretty famous. He wrote a lot of things.
The entire world considers him the greatest writer who's ever lived, which is remarkable because most languages, all languages, have great writers in them, great poets. But Shakespeare is the only one who is truly universal. That is to say, everyone knows that Goethe was the greatest German poet, and everyone honors his name. There's a street named for him in Chicago, which they pronounce Goethe. But,
True.
We've just made a terrible tactical and hygienic error, have we not?
What's that?
You put it out. You put it away.
I didn't do it.
Okay. But Goethe is honored...
Goethe
is actually honored by performance, nowhere but in Germany. But the plays of Shakespeare are played in every language. I met a Soviet citizen from Tashkent, where they speak Urdu, who began to recite Othello for me in Urdu. There is no language in which he is not as popular as he is in English.
Oh, I never realized that.
Now, he was as famous in his own day as he has become since. He was recognized as the nonpareil in his own day. But now, the interesting thing is that so famous and celebrated a man could have lived and dominated so public a world as the theater and a great deal of court life in his own time, and yet nothing is known about him.
Very little is known about him.
Absolutely nothing is known
There
for
are very few streets. I can't think of a street that's named after him, can you?
No, but nothing is known of his life except a few basic facts. He was born in Stratford, and he went to school, and he married a woman older than he, and a few facts. But generally, any famous man leaves an enormous body of autobiographical material, or other people write about him.
That is interesting.
There are no manuscripts of his in existence. There's one or two examples of his signature, and that's all. Anything else that's known about him is conjecture, and among those conjectures are that he dabbled in real estate very, very seriously and got so interested in it that it became his prime interest in life. But that's conjectural, too, so don't really feel you must believe it.
Well, you've really told us more about Shakespeare than anybody's ever known.
Yes.
It's fascinating. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Real estate.
Is that a girl up there on that boom?
Yes.
I've never seen that before.
Yes, it is. You're very good, Tony.
Pretty good.
Shows you haven't lost it.
No. Makes you realize there are pretty good arguments for slacks on girls after all, doesn't it?
Yes. That's our boom operator.
I've never seen any technician in any television studio who was a girl. And there she is up on a boom.
I guess they're opening it up for women.
Yeah.
You have sisters?
I have a
I've never
sister.
talked about your family, have we?
Yes, I have a sister.
Older, younger?
I can't seem to recall for the moment. One of the two, that's certain.
Sure, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Are you close? Were you close?
We had dinner yesterday.
No, I mean, that's close.
Yes. Yes, she cooked it. She cooked it, and I ate it in the natural course of things.
That's the way it
Yes.
goes.
That's what you'd have to do with it, all right.
Yes.
It's nice to stay close to your sister.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a sister.
Ah.
Are you close to her?
I didn't have dinner with her yesterday, but...
What's her name?
Catherine.
Uh-huh.
Catherine.
I don't have a sister.
You don't have a sister?
What's your sister's name?
My sister's name is Edna.
That was my grandmother's name.
Ah,
no,
now-
my grandmother's name was Ella. I'm sorry. Ella, not Edna.
Well, this is sort of-
I've always
I knew a
liked
girl-
Edna, though.
I knew a girl in high school was named Ella.
Did you?
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to see the conversation brought closer back to me.
You said you're close to your sister. That's
All right. Now, we're a very, very close family, and in fact,
You mentioned that.
two of my sister's children are here in the dressing room tonight, and a third had a traumatic and interesting experience this morning that you may care to have me relate to you.
I think we would. We have a couple of minutes here to do that.
He, this morning, pulled his tooth, and one of his brother brought it in.